Can we talk about Goddamn? Because that one was like, it hit and I was on a run and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed. And then it got me all thinking about all the lyrics, and we'll get into that in a second. But how did that song come about?
Yeah, so me and Gawne have met a few times, and basically when we do songs, we just trade. Typically, like if you get on someone's songs, you're like, okay, give me a 20% cut of the royalties of the song, and we're good to go. That's my payment for the record. Or give me a flat rate payment and then don't give me any royalties. But me and a few artists, we just trade. It's like, here's your verse for me, and I'll hit you up, and then you give me a verse for one of my records. So Gawne hit me up for that one, and he went off as per usual. And I always say I low key do better on features than I do on my own songs because the competition is there and I refuse to be the worst one on the song. So so I did yeah, he sent it to me. He's like, do your verse. So I made sure I snapped for him, stayed on brand with the lyrics, did a little chopper flow in some spots because that's, the fans love that. And then he just sent me a verse back for a song of mine, and that song is arguably the best unreleased song I have right now.
Wow. Okay. And then Merkules is on that song as well.
Yeah.
So you've done a few songs with him. What did you think of his verse, and what did you think of the song release?
Yeah, I mean, for the song released, when it released, the numbers crushed, which, I mean, obviously everyone did their thing, but you never know what a song, how it's going to perform, right? You could love it, it could flop. But it crushed when it came out. And yeah, Merc always kills it, man. He's been doing this shit for a while, and my guys went viral how many times now just from, rapping. So Mercules is one of those dudes, bro. And it's always fun to get on a song with artists that push you and that you respect, that what they've done and what they continue to do. And when everyone goes off on a record and it's your turn, I don't think there's much more inspiring than that to really push you to go off on the record.
Is it ever surreal? Like getting on, like chatting with you, I always get like super nervous. Is there any nerves sitting, chatting with them, chopping it up with them? Like, is there any feelings, or are you guys just buddies? Because I don't know. I don't know if I could, if I was in a room with you guys, I think my hands get sweaty, and I don't think I'm as chill as you.
Uh, no, I don't really get starstruck, especially with people that I consider my peers, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, is there anyone that I've met? Yeah, of course. I mean, I'd say the biggest person I've met, I met Tech, that was super dope. But it wasn't starstruck. You're just kind of like, you're just happy to be around them, man. It's people that inspire you. So there's some nerves maybe on the way there, but once you get around people, you're like, oh, you're just a regular person who does
100%.
incredible shit. But yeah, like when I met Tech, I had a little bit of that feeling. Same with Logic when I met him. But the second you say what's up to them, it's all gone, bro. It's all just people who did awesome shit.
Yeah. Merc is another one because he's like, I work in Surrey. Like, he's right there. Like, he's infamous around here. We also have to talk about the game needs a cleanse. This was one of your lines. You have to explain it to me.
Yeah, this is on the Damn record, right?
Yeah.
What is that line? It's, oh, I feel like the game been lacking a cleanse. I'm ready to kill. Yeah. So that is just, it needs a refresh. And I don't mean like, oh, well, music sucks and da 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 da. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, I think because we're in the age of more music equals better, the more you put out, the better, and the more content, the better. I think everything starts to sound really derivative and template. So when I say a cleanse, I mean we just need some refreshing artistry. That's all I'm saying. And look, I've fallen victim to sounding like some of my inspirations as well, but the way I've approached, I guess, cleansing my own music is making sure that the things I put out resonate, right? So that's all I'm saying with that is like everyone just like take 3 steps back and just sharpen your craft a bit. Just stop playing to the algorithm. Less is more sometimes. And yeah, and that's all. Just I think everyone just take your craft a little more seriously, including myself.
Interesting. Do you find that, like, you think of Russ and he kind of, I think, would say put out the rubric of dropping these singles and keeping up with it, and he tried to give like a little bit of a rubric on what you do as an independent artist, and maybe people take that too far sometimes, or they kind of lock into a process, and instead of coming from that place of inspiration, they're treating it more like just a business where they just need to get out a product.
Yeah, I think if you're Russ and you can put out that many songs and the quality can stay up, by all means, release as frequently as you can, as long as your quality doesn't suffer. But Russ definitely coined that method of going about releasing music. But I also think algorithms, the way that people release content and how oversaturated music is now, if you don't release every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you feel like you're being forgotten because all of your peers have released another song and 40 pieces of content. So now you're lost in the sea. You're trying to poke your hand out and say, hey, like I still exist. But that moment of, hey, I still exist, you're presenting something that's subpar a lot of the time because you didn't take your time because all you cared about was not being forgotten about.